Welcome back. Episode 390, Nitty Gritty Sports Talk Radio Show. I go by the name of Roscoe English, and of course, I'm here with the flock. Got my guy Keys with me.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling out there?
My man Nick.
This is my story for 2024.
Hey, my man Keith PJ. How these sounds make you feel, man? Pause. Huh?
Man, forget Nas, man. He let me down.
Hey, man. Turn this down a little bit. There's somebody on here got some explaining to do. Hey, Lucy.
It's a sports podcast.
No, it ain't not right now.
I come on Lyric Lounge and talk about it.
We are for the culture.
Yeah, somebody do got some explaining to do, Skull. I heard some things about you, Skull. I heard you had a Junior Seau jersey back in the day. Is that true or false?
What? First of all, no.
Oh my God, no.
First of all,
this is facts.
That's false. No.
So who jersey you had on the Chargers?
I thought it was Ladanian that you backed.
So you had an LT?
Yeah. What?
It was LT.
The whole other side of the football?
It was.
I'm getting reports it was a Junior Seau jersey, but go ahead.
I've never owned a Junior Seau jersey.
My God.
And you not gonna Euro step out of this shit, Mr. Dreamville. and your man's down there got your back. I respect it.
No, this just so happened to come up yesterday in conversation.
Yo, talk about the Lord at church. Don't talk about me. Talk about the Lord in the Bible. All right?
I heard you ran from my man's in the market, man. You ain't want to talk Steelers Ravens back then.
You know what?
In the market.
I told him it wasn't going to be no parades in this city, and he was done with the conversation. And what did y'all used to call me? Y'all used to call me Scoadamus, right? Was it a parade in the city? I think I was right. I ain't heard from my man since. But no, I did not have a Junior
Seau jersey.
Like, why would he just say random? You say you had a Junior Seau jersey?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's crazy though, because the nigga lied at church, so we need to bring that up. Nigga going to hell. Phil, you going to hell?
Yo,
you going to hell?
Yo,
you lying in church. Don't lie in church, yo. You shouldn't do that. But all right, let's hypothetically let me play into this. If I did have a Junior Seau jersey, what the hell is wrong with having
why you even have another team jersey? Like, I'm a Raven fan. I would never had no other team jersey.
Nah, I fuck with LT. Like, I don't care what y'all say.
Just admit that you was a Chargers fan. Now you're a Steelers fan. Then we can move on.
Yeah, like that's all I'm hearing is like you was a Chargers fan until you became a Steelers fan.
No, I fuck with LT. Sorry.
And Junior Seau too.
All right. And not Junior Seau. No.
This is close enough.
No. You had a Penny jersey on your wall too, didn't you, Keith?
Oh shit.
Penny, my guy. I'm on record as saying I was a Magic fan. And then I became a Lakers fan.
And I'm on record saying that I fuck with LT.
Don't skip the Suns in the middle there.
Yeah.
You left the Suns out there.
So I didn't even know that. And Brett Favre.
I'm a big fan of Pace, man. When D'Antoni introduced that shit, I was definitely
Yeah. Wait.
How to make you feel, Nick? How to make you feel, Nick?
You said D'Antoni.
I love the Pace.
Hell no.
It was a different style of basketball.
Kobe was Kobe when D'Antoni
was Kobe. I was still cheering for Kobe. This is just a narrative that goes around. Don't really entertain him.
You had an Amari Stoudemire jersey, yo?
No, I never had no jersey from nobody.
Raja Bell, yo, I can't believe it.
Yo, Nick, your man's had a Matrix jersey, and he trying to talk about me.
See, now you're trying to Euro
strap him up. Strap him up, Matrix.
Yeah,
I never had no Suns jersey. Never had no Suns jersey. Definitely had a Penny jersey though. I won't.
Yeah, I know that.
Having a Dan Marley jersey is disgusting, bro.
Thunder Dan.
I ain't never had no NBA gear outside the Magic or Lakers.
Crazy when I was out there in Arizona, they was retiring all their jerseys. Dan Marley, Kevin Johnson, all that great because they was putting them up in the Raptors for that shit was hilarious.
It's gonna be a minute before they retire anymore. Keith, we are done with all of that shit. It's a bad day to be a dreamer.
It is.
I have dreams, Scott. What do you mean?
Do you chase them?
I don't follow.
I ain't no dream chaser.
Do you reside in the villa of them?
I mean, you hate to see it. I mean, in the art of competition, you would think that I don't know, but they was just jabbing at me. I don't think it was nothing serious outside of that. That was always my take on it. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I turned I turned it off last night before he even said that. So I didn't hear it live. I just seen the Twitter outlash, and then I got a bunch of text messages. I was getting cooked all day. I'm gonna take that charge. I mean, it ain't nothing I can really say. I mean, he apologized, and if Kendrick come and throw a haymaker now, you can't double down. Like, that's double jeopardy. You can't. It's over with. Like, Kendrick can do whatever now, and it's a dub. So I hate it had to be Jermaine Cole though.
I never got the vibe that anybody was gonna get hurt. That's why I'm still confused. I can't lie. I'm still back.
I didn't get it. I just thought they was about to be verbally sparring like rappers do sometimes. Like he said, him and Benny the Butcher was doing on the track last night. Like I just thought that's what it was going to be, but I don't know.
Said you the best. I gotta see it, but I know. I don't want all the bail that I've been seeing. It's nasty. It's disgusting. Because if Boy in Canada did that same shit, it would be over.
I mean, you know, we live in a society where people gonna move the goalposts. This Nitty Gritty though, I'm gonna keep it honest. It was an L for him, so it's a bad look. Especially, I thought the tape was hot on Friday. I think it take away from the luster of that now. Just if you was gonna do it, just stand on it. Even if at that point, it wasn't even that serious.
No, he got you at a loss for words, yo. This Jermaine. Look how he got my man's, yo. He had a loss for words.
I mean, because I had to defend him when he was talking about folding clothes, and now I got to take this plea. So it's just it's not a good day, man. But it's all good.
He was expecting
it's just music
and got Austin Hayes over the weekend, man.
You ain't lying.
It could be Spready Gibbs, so
something deeper and darker.
Yeah, exactly. So
it
can always be worse.
It
can always be worse.
Get this started, Sco. We getting crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them more L's. We went up to Pittsburgh and did what Baltimore usually does in Pittsburgh. Losses.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You say I'll make you act like that.
I thought we was the good birds, Sco.
It was right there. It was right there. My bad. I'm sorry. All right, let me redo that. Baltimore Orioles go to Pittsburgh, drop 2 out of 3 to the Pirates. 2 of the losses came on walk-offs, 1 in extras. This, I know it's early, but this was a bad series loss. There's no other way to slice this. That was a bad loss. Bad loss.
Yeah, I mean, what I take is just that we talked about it on Friday about the bats. Hayes, Urias, Mateo. Nobody's really hitting right now. I mean, even the Gunner of the worlds, and Malkouse had a decent series. Santander, I mean, lead the team in home runs and RBIs, but he's batting like 206 or something, 205. So it's coming in spurts. But you win game 1. And then you waste, Tyler Wall started off rocky, but he still only gave up 3 runs. Mm-hmm. So that's games that you want to win. We talked about last time when you say he only gave 3 runs. He struggled early, but he finished what he had to do. And then you definitely waste Creamer's start yesterday. Like, he was amazing. I think he could have went longer than 8. If he would, and he wouldn't have given no runs if he wouldn't have threw the ball away. Even though I think that was more so on Mateo than him. That's my opinion. But just you wasting good pitching. You wasting pitching. The bats got to get going. I think it's more so Hayes. More so Hyde. Get Hayes off the lineup. Like, if he's not hitting, he does need to play. And that's how I feel. I don't know what Kauser he's a good defensive player. He can hold his own out there in left field. He can do what he need to do out there. San Diego Muller's not hitting. He might hit a home run here and there. It's just, I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know what it is, but they are not hitting. It's like they can't string together hits. They still not hitting the ball around as a scoring position. And, hopefully the pitching holds for, till the bats wake up. Hopefully they wake up very soon. Hopefully it gets warmer sooner than later. But that's the biggest takeaway. You just wasting. You can't waste good pitching, man. Like that's bad to waste good pitching. It showed. Yesterday it shows why I guess Cano didn't get to close the spot because he struggled. He struggled mightily in that spot. So like you said, just we talked about in the chat. We talked about it's just it's a serious loss. Well, you probably could have swept them. You could have easily swept them. It could have easily been 3-0 Orioles, but now you go in there, you lose 2 or 3 in late innings. Move on. Let's put it behind. Move on. You just hope that the bats can wake up. That's the biggest thing. These guys got to start hitting, and I think it comes with just being patient. Take away the 3-0 or the 3-1 swing, and I know you like the 3-0 because they got to throw you something. So. But at this point, you got to try to get on base. You got to, get on base. Maybe that'll wake you up or something. Mountcastle swinging at 3-1, pops it up. Like I just don't. Hayes get up a 3-0 count and then a 3-2, a 3-1 ball you ground into a double play. It don't make sense. Just keep taking pitches. If you're not hitting, get on base. I mean, at this point, you got to do what you got to do to help the team. I think everybody's every player is trying to break out the slump at the same time, and it's not conducive. It's looking bad offensively, real bad.
Yeah, definitely. That was a great recap. I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, we are a couple of plays away from being 7-2. But the way baseball works, when you don't play 9 innings of baseball, or you don't do what you need to do in extra innings, 7-2 can quickly turn into 5-4. And we started 5-4 last year as well. One thing I do want to caution though is continuing to harken back to last year. Last year's vibes and last year's magic is last year's vibes and magic. This year you got to create new vibes, right? After scoring 24 runs on our first 2 games, we've tallied 23 runs in 7 games since. So that just goes to show you, how we came out, and versus how it's gone for the majority of the time since how we came out. That's only an average of 3.2 runs per game. That's not gonna get it done, especially given that we've had some exceptional starting pitching. Saturday's loss, we went 4 for 37 hitting and 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position. And we faced a left-hander on Saturday and faced another lefty on Sunday. Brandon Hyde, the great Brandon Hyde, decided to send the exact same batting order on Sunday that he had on Saturday, expecting to get different results. And Marco Gonzalez went out there, and the Pirates bullpen combined to retire 13 of the final 14 Orioles faced. Only scoring, 2 runs yesterday as well. So again, I don't see the adjustments day to day, game to game. That's kind of disheartening with all of the flexibility we have, whether it's on, in the majors or the minors. We have a lot of ways in which we can mix and match pieces. We have a lot of talent that sits on the bench consistently. We have a lot of talent that's in AAA. And for our starters to go 3-3 in a week in which they posted a 2.78 ERA,
it's ridiculous.
That's pretty much kind of ridiculous. You can't ask for better.
It's a great stat. Better
statistics and better starting pitching, especially you down to theoretically you're down 2 starting pitchers, so you getting these this production. We went 3-3 as a whole with the starting ERA of 2.78. And in that time, 40 we've gone 40 out of 201 at the plate. So that's an average of 199 at the plate, and then runners in score position 8 for 47, which is 170. So that's within that 3-3 span. That's not going to get it done, especially when you have people like Heston Kjerstad with named minor league player of the week with 6 home runs, 21 RBIs, and 33 total bases. Like it's ways in which you can bring up sparks, bring up some energy. If our regular guys need some motivation, hey, you know what I mean? Bring up some motivation. Let's see what Kowser can do against left-hand hitter. Let's see what he can do in a string of starts, not just one start out of nowhere. Give him a couple starts. Austin Hayes. It's not like Austin Hayes is just killing it out there.
He can't hit the ball out of the infield. But he's just struggling. Like, how did they get better?
Hayes and Mullins are a combined 6 for 54. Like, that's bad.
And the thing with Hayes, he's not even hitting it hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not. He can't get out the infield. He can't get out the infield.
He's not even hitting it hard.
He's not sending the ball well at all.
And Gunnar went 0 for 4 with 3 Ks against a lefty yesterday, and he's been struggling a little bit. But I like the fact that instead of trying to quote unquote protect him, we're letting one of the game's best players just figure it out. Just let him figure it out. How else am I going to get better if I don't fail? You know what I mean? Like the greats fail, and then they make adjustments to that failure. They learn from that failure, and they get better from it. That's what you got to do. You got to let these young players play. Because you can be a veteran, right fielder and fail, just as much as a second year player. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's he come from that Joe Madden line, that analytic crap. I never understood the lefties can't face lefties. Righties face righties all the time. It don't make sense. Like literally, righties face righties all the time. I don't get it. Like, how's Kyle's, like, to your point, how's Kyle's going to learn? How he's going to get better if he's not facing left-hand batters. And I think he's above. I think he's better than Hayes at this point. That's my opinion. So put him in there and let him play. That's the only way he can learn.
He's only had 11 at bats this season. You got to get him. Right. You got to get him reps.
Yeah,
like he got to get reps.
I mean, and even in those 11 at bats, he's hitting 455. He's earned it. In those 11 at bats, he made the most out of them.
I'm all for production leading to opportunity, right? So if you wanted to say that the vets get the first crack at this, by all means, I get it. As a veteran, I guess you've earned that spot on the totem pole. But if we batting under 100, man, we batting over 80, like 0.80, like what? Like, are we being for real?
Right. Not only that, we talked about in the beginning of the season, your schedule not going to get no more lighter than this to start it off. Like these games, you should be taking advantage of. So, like you said, 7-2, and now you're staring at 5-4. You going against a Red Sox team that started off hot, and they started off out west. And they like 7-3 right now. So
they got the best. The Red Sox got the best ERA in the league. Their starters got the best ERA in the league. So it's not going to be. But the
what y'all think about the bullpen blowing 3 saves out of 9?
And we knew that was going to be out till Hill.
Yeah, we've been saying that. We need some arms out there. We definitely need some arms out there, man. I mean, I like the pieces that we have, but we need way more pieces than what we have. Like Aiken and Danny Coleman. Like, they cool. Yeah, they cool. Like they cool in April and May, but when they against the Hawks in September, that's not who you want to come in a 3-3 game with a man on second. In the top of the 7 for bottom 8. That's not what you want. You don't want to see Aiken come out the bullpen, or you don't want to see. That's not what you want.
No disrespect to Danny because he's been good, but if he's our best, we got a problem.
Like he's good for if the start. I feel like those type of pitchers need to be used where if the starter run into problems, you're bringing them in 4, 5, 6 innings. But when they get to the shutdown innings, you need some. You need it to Nick point earlier. You need an Andrew Miller. You need players like that. Like that's the type of players you need. You need a Aroldis Chapman, Aroldis Chapman that's going to come in. Old Craig Kimbrel. So we're just that bullpen not going to cut it.
Think of some of these names. Like you got Jacob Webb, Keegan Aiken, Jonathan Heasley. You got Craig Kimbrel, who he's the most trustworthy name that I'm probably going to name. Dylan Tate, Mike Baumann, Colombe's pitched well, Perez has pitched well, but even then, you know what I mean. Actually, Perez hasn't pitched that well.
I'm about to say Perez blew my parlay. I'm good on him and Baumann.
He has not.
Baumann need to be sent down if he got any options because he's struggling. He's struggling big time.
He's stuck with him. He's either on the roster or we just straight up release him.
We need to make a decision. Because I think we have enough organizational depth to where if we got some of it, we're still rich, right? Like we're Bill Gates. We could donate $1 billion to feed hunger, right? But we still rich. We still all right. Yeah. That's how our farm system is. Either we're gonna have to figure out to get rid of some vets to make room for these young studs, or some of the young studs that just don't fit long term. We're gonna have to package them up and get something to bring us some assistance. Because the reason why we're so adamant about this, because this does have the makings of a team that can compete. You know what I mean? We have everything that we need, whether it's in AAA or the major leagues. We just gotta mix and match a little better, in my opinion.
But being 20, I saw a stat. We 29th in the MLB in on-base percentage. 274. That's not going to cut it.
Terrible.
Like, especially when you look at you look down on the farm and those guys, they putting up 10 runs in the inning. I think they need a spark. They need a spark soon. Like if you go into this Boston series and you lose 2 out of 3 again, you're gonna have to start really looking at yourself in the mirror because you don't want this division to get away from you early. The Yankees look as advertised.
And that's without Garrett Cole.
And that's without this.
And all the
struggling.
And all the
and Aaron Judge struggling.
With all the vets that are playing over some of the young guys. I mean, you just look at the Urias of the world hitting 059. Tony Kemp, who's hitless in 6 at-bats. Austin Hayes, 077, 2 hits and 26 at-bats. 3 walks in those at-bats as well. It's just like
Sco said, Colton hitting 455, and he's got the second least amount of at-bats on the team.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
That don't make no sense.
The only adjustment Hyde has made is if Hayes and Westberg in the lineup at the same time, Westberg is batting above Hayes. Hayes, and that's the thing. If you got to keep on dropping Hayes down the lineup, get him out the lineup. Because at this point, I don't want to see Austin Hayes batting 8th or 9th. He can't do anything down there.
Now, if you go to Hayes after the All-Star break last year to the beginning of the season, like what is he like?
He's done nothing.
He's nothing.
Kaiser has one less hit than Hayes and Mateo combined, and they have
54 at bats.
Yeah,
he got 11.
It's nasty, bro.
Yeah, I mean the whole lineup.
Yeah, Urias, Hayes, and Mateo. That's disgusting.
I mean, outside of Mountcastle and Adley, everybody's hovering around the Mendoza line or barely over it. That's not gonna get it done. And I know it's early, but it's other teams out here raking. And when you come into a season after winning 101 with the thoughts of winning the division, making a deep playoff run, these games count. These games matter.
It's just how they look. It's just it's not like teams come out. I feel like we've beaten ourselves.
Yeah, we're not losing 10-7.
I don't mind. I don't mind Gunners or Santander's struggles because they have pedigree and they have a history that I can trust. Hayes doesn't have a history that I can trust. He'll start off scorching hot and then fade.
Right.
Get sick.
Right.
You know, so am I expecting good Hayes like the latter
in the second half? Right. Yeah. Is he flipping this? I don't want to wait.
Somebody to give me both.
I don't want to wait to find out, especially because you're not going to re-sign him. So now he done messed up the draft stock. Because remember, I can't. He done messed up the trade stock. My fault. I came in here before the season started. Get rid of him now, and you can leverage this all-star that he has.
Like if you're gonna bring in Tony Kemp, you could kept Butts with Ryan McKenna. Like at least I'd see Ryan McKenna get hits and shit. Like you feel me? Like I see
we know, right?
We got Tony Kemp. Are you serious? Like Tony Kemp is trash.
Could have kept Frazier or something.
For real. Like if you need a left-handed bat off the bench, you could have did something else than Tony Kemp. Like that's a slap in our face right there.
Because the Reds didn't want him. No disrespect to the Reds, but if they don't want him, why should we?
Yeah, these are too many wasted at bats. I'm cool with Jordan Westburg because we've seen him.
Gotta learn.
We've seen him be productive in clutch moments, and I'm cool with a young player's struggles versus a Urias, who's just. I mean, this is a veteran that's starting off, and like, come on,
he got one hit in 7 games. Like, get him out of here. Like, what are we talking about? His glove is.
It's irritating.
He made the play at home the other day. He got a good glove, but you got to be able to put the bat on the ball.
Free up that DH. Free up that right field. Like, there's ways in which we can mix and match a lot better.
I wish we could free up the DH, but it seems like McCann is our starting catcher over Adley. What the hell are we doing?
That's right. That's why. We can maybe give it to maybe the end of April, another 2 weeks or so. But we're gonna have to start talking about high like this. We've been like we gave him a pass last year because he started winning all them games and the lineups is working, but it's not working right now.
Nah.
You gotta get in Elias there, but we need better lineups. McCann and Allen shouldn't be in the same lineup at the same time.
No,
I saw somebody on Twitter say,
for what? Like for
his days off. I'm looking like, why?
Who is McCann? I get a spot start every once in a while, but what?
I saw somebody on Twitter say they thought Adley took a shot, like a foul tip shot a couple games ago, and they think that's why McCann been playing and Adley he may be.
Saw that.
That may be part of it, but I'm not too sure.
I
agree though; they both shouldn't be in the lineup.
Tell me something then. If he hurt, let me know.
He good enough to hit though. I mean, maybe not crouching over, but
crouching for 9 innings.
But he hitting 313.
Can't take that bet out the lineup. I get it, but
yeah.
No, you putting the bat on him and Mountcastle. Mountcastle was hitting. He was hitting that ball yesterday.
He ain't that damn hurt.
I don't want to see.
What's the
It's more than I have to.
Shit.
What's the preview for this upcoming series against Boston?
What's the pitcher? Who pitches first?
Bello, Pavetta, and Crawford. That's who we facing.
Who we got? Who was our line? Who was our
Burns, Irvin, and Rodriguez.
That's weak.
So Burns starting game 1. I guess with the day off.
Burns starting game 1.
Okay.
Burns first, Bello tomorrow.
Yeah, Irvin, Pavetta, Rodriguez, Crawford.
And we haven't met since Gunner's second start, but we wanted to see how he would start. He's starting like A's. He's really confident.
Yes.
I think we was on Friday talking about it a little bit. We was on like in the middle of the game.
Yeah.
Friday show.
Yeah.
But he pitched another gem.
Can't waste another series of good pitching. This division now.
I like our front four. I'm not the biggest Irvin fan, but I like Kremer in the 4 spot where he doesn't have to be relied upon, but so much. You know, I think that's a good spot for him, 4th or 5th. You know, we get Bradish and Means, whoever gets healthier first, whoever looks like they can actually be of use first. Because you know, Means, we'll see how that goes.
Bradish might beat him out.
Yeah. One arm, like half an arm and all. Like
half an arm and all. He might beat him out. Yeah, we can't waste another series of good pitching. Them bats have to get hot. Them bats have
is
to
Boston playing well?
Yeah, they 7-3.
Yeah.
But I mean, but the thing about the Orioles always play good at Fenway. That's another thing. They at least they play well up there. We tend to play Boston very well in Boston. Well, lately anyway, since Buck been here, since Buck was here. But it's just I think about what I think about the Orioles pitchers. None of them they get to 2 strikes and they can't put batters away. I see other teams they gotta like it's besides Burns and maybe Grayson, they don't have no put away pitchers. Like they get the 0-2. The next thing you know it's a 3-2 count. And next thing you know, they walking them. I just don't get it. Like you got to have a put away pitch, man. You got to be able to make it look like a strike, but it's a ball. The Orioles pitchers is all their balls look like balls.
So, it's no deception. It's no deception. But that comes with coaching. That comes with coaching. Like you got to have a philosophy going into these games, and one you got to know what's working. It's kind of tough. McCann is the catcher. That's the problem. That's the problem. Your man is at DH. The catcher calls the games. If not, they getting calls from the bench and he laying it to the catcher. That's the issue right there. But whatever's working for these pitchers, you gotta go to it. If I'm saying a hitter can't hit my slider, throw it again until he can hit it. If you can't hit the fastball that day, throw it again. Don't waste. Don't waste. Don't try to fool them. Just go with what works. It's early. I'm not ringing the alarm, but it is frustrating because we highlighted going into the season. Yo, April should be easy on paper. Pittsburgh wasn't impressive. That was us.
No, they hit a struggle pretty.
That was us.
Reynolds and Hayes, they struggled for most of the series, if not all of the series. They had a few in there, but I don't even know if Riley Tellez had a damn hit the whole series. Maybe one. But they took advantage of their pitching. Their pitching was good, right. And they took advantage. That's only they took advantage of their pitching. They got the timely hits.
I'll give them a little kudos. I mean, 8-2, 3 series wins to start the season. Yeah. They've been pretty consistent in that regard. I just believe that like he said, regardless of how well that they've been playing, I mean, we had an opportunity to win 2 out of 3, and they didn't play their best versus us. We didn't either, but they didn't play their best. So in those situations where the other team doesn't play their best, we got to capitalize.
Want to speak real quick. It's been an uptick in UCL injuries. A lot of aces going down. A lot of Shane Bieber just went down for the year. Atlanta, Spencer Strider might be potentially going out for some time. And there's been a lot of talk about the cause of these UCL injuries, and it's a lot leaning on the pitch clock.
They cut it down by what, 2 seconds or 3 seconds? It went from 20 to something, right? They cut it down. I know they got shorter time to get the ball to the plate now.
Yeah, it's a shorter time. The pitch clock was instituted to get these games going because, I mean, you got baseball games that was lasting 5-6 hours, and I understood that point. But if we're going to go in here and y'all going to be Roger Goodell and not care about, player safety, now it's an issue. And the thing about baseball, their players association, they will address some shit. Like, they'll sit down for a cause. But you can be proactive and say, all right, we'll meet you halfway. We'll just give you a little bit more time because we rushing y'all. Added to the other stuff.
Well, Major League Baseball countered and said that the first year that it was instituted, there actually was a decline in UCL injuries. They're pointing to analytics where teams are looking at, spreadsheets and stats as far as max effort pitches and throwing those type of max effort pitches repeatedly. You know what I mean? Instead of learning how to be a pitcher, you're asking people to be throwers. You're asking people to get up over 100 consistently. We used to care about changing speeds and breaking balls.
Yeah, that's a major factor too. I think all of it is at play. You got arm angles. Look, throwing a baseball is not the natural motion of your shoulder to begin with. So it's a ticking time bomb as is. But like Nick just said, yo, when we were growing up, if it was a specialty to
Nolan
throw 100
Ryan,
miles an hour. Yeah, it was a
his arm
specialty.
never fell off. Okay,
Yeah,
like
right. Yeah, and
and
it had different arm angles, but
Like
not too
Greg
many
Maddox,
people.
like
Now
Maddox and them ain't
everybody.
get hurt, man. Maddox and them was
Well,
pitching every year.
and Maddox top speed was 93, all location. He's a pitcher. Now
yeah,
you just be a flamethrower.
it's it's an interesting talk because in the NFL we have the same talk with ACL injuries. In basketball, we have the same talk with ACLs and Achilles. In baseball, we're talking about the UCL. We've seen, over the generations that Michael Jordans of the world, right? Um, you know, even in football, like you don't see as many catastrophic injuries that you used to see in the past. I mean, that you see now that you saw in the past. What could that be? Is it players just? Is it the training? Is it the training regimens? Is it the sheer amount that we're playing versus before, even though we're playing the same amount of games? You know what I mean? Is it what it's so many different factors. Only thing that's changed is the time and the generations. Um, it's kind of hard to pinpoint it, but we've seen it across sports how things have kind of degenerated as far as a health conversation.
Ozzie Gann, he was talking about because Luis Robert Jr. he pulled a hammy just running the bases, so kind of unrelated but related. He said, "Yo, these dudes work out too much. They not."
Back in the day, it was eating cheesesteaks and drinking beer before the game. Right?
David Wells. I'm looking at
hurt.
You look at David Wells. You look at all those guys. Like nobody was cut. Like these guys didn't look like superheroes. But
baseball players back in the day, they definitely was.
Yeah,
They definitely looked out of shape. They definitely looked out of shape.
We just brought up Greg Maddox. He looked like a computer technician. He was a dog. Like it might be something to that. You got these guys is playing year round. They're playing year round, starting from little league now. It is no days off. These guys are throwing 12 to 6 curveballs at 15. It's and they would stop you from doing that when I was growing up. Like it was a limit. Like, yo, all right, stop that.
And that's what I was going to ask. Like we see, like the athletes become adults and become professionals. Does the over usage of the body start in youth sports, right? Like because that's become a year round thing too, right? Not saying that it wasn't always was, but I don't think it was like what it is now. Because you got brands involved, you got, there's so much money involved in this nowadays that it's a little different. It's a little different way in which you approach things nowadays. Plus, there's so many different trainers and development coaches. Right. It goes into a lot. It's a very interesting conversation.
I just had this conversation earlier with somebody.
And to your point, it's funny how you said all the trainers. Some people don't know, but they don't. I was listening to something about Christian McCaffrey, how what Ed was doing with them, like he wouldn't let them look at the sun certain time because it's wasted energy. He would cut holes in their jeans when they walk all his son's jeans because he wanted them to have the most knee extension flexion they can get. Just no waste of energy. So it's like it's different. I guess if somebody been in the game, somebody is not like you see why Christian was ashamed. You can't look at the sun. He said up until he was like in like 10th, 11th grade, his bedtime was 7:30 every single night. Like this maximum recovery. And that's the thing they probably not recovering the way they should be.
He said he was getting pulled out of school just to get IVs to hydrate.
Liquid IVs almost every day. Getting liquid IVs almost every day. So that shit was crazy. It was a good. I forgot what I got to find it, but it was definitely like when I was cracking up when he said he was cutting slits in the jeans, and then people let him wear. He wouldn't even let him wear jeans. Like, do you think he basically said they be too tight on your legs, too tight on your muscles? You can't wear jeans.
But back to what?
Go ahead,
Nick. No, I was gonna say back to what you said. I was having this conversation earlier, like when we was in high school, like that was kind of the beginning of like sports performance training, like doing stuff outside of the game to increase your agility, increase your speed. Like you didn't see that back in the day, but now literally every kid got a personal trainer. Every kid is playing some sort of grassroots where they playing outside of high school. They probably playing 100+ games additionally to add in the grassroots. So I agree. Like the usage is a whole lot more than you used to would have saw. You saw a lot more multi-sport athletes back in the day too. You going from football to basketball to baseball. Now it's
different
just
muscles too.
Exactly. Different muscle groups. So you're not overworking something. But when you're in basketball 24/7, why you think LeBron and them dudes need breaks? Like that's a lot of usage on your knees, your arm for baseball. So I think youth sports does play into it.
And word to Keith, it's a lot of false prophets out here. A lot of these trainers don't know what the fuck they doing.
That too.
They don't know what they doing, and they robbing these parents because at a certain age, it has to become a job. If you want to get to where you need to be, it has to be a job. So at 11, 12, they getting you a trainer. And how can you vet a trainer? You can't unless you played. That's the only way. Other than that, you looking at the Instagram. If the Instagram look good and they do a good job at making that Instagram look good, they got a nice facility. But you can have the nicest facility in the world. If you got these dudes doing unnecessary,
you say 11, 12 school, people weren't getting trainers till high school back in the day.
Oh yeah,
like who had money to get for you to be going to a trainer at 11 in middle school? Like I'm taking you out to work out. I'm gonna take you out and work out with you at the field. Right. Like I'm your trainer.
Now they got you doing these unnecessary workouts with all these elastic bands.
A lot of JUCO kids with D1 aspirations, man. JUCO talent with D1 aspirations.
Yep. That's exactly what it is.
Very
good talk. Yeah. Good talk. We're gonna go to the first commercial break. Nitty Gritty. Hey, yo, Nitty Gritty Sports Talk is now on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And while you at it, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Name the same across all platforms. Nitty Gritty Sports Talk. 3 Ravens and a Steeler. Now let's get back to the show. Applause goes out to the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks. Finished a 38-0 season with a championship with a win over Iowa.
Great game.
Yeah, it was a good game. Salute to Dawn Staley and her girls.
Uncommon favor, Skull. Uncommon favor.
It's big time. Anytime you can finish any type of sport undefeated, that needs to be talked about. Especially in women's college basketball, when you can get beat any night. I think there's a lot of good teams, but just the fact that she graduated all 5 of her stars last year and had a whole new start line this year and was able to run the table this year, you got to talk about it. And you think about it, they put the graphic up. Of course, you got Gino with his 11, then you got Pat with her 8, you got McCarkey with her 4, and then next is Dawn and Dawn at 3. So she's right there. So she got a chance if she keep this up at South Carolina to maybe catch Pat, maybe catch them. But she's gonna be around for a long time, and she ain't doing. They're gonna dominate college basketball. You can see the type of sets that they run and the type of motion sets they run in. She can get any basket they want down there. But shout out to Dawn. Shout out to South Carolina. It's definitely well deserved. Definitely well deserved. And the crazy part about it is the players that played the best today were freshmen. So they on up. They gonna be good for a long time.
I mean, she 109-3 over the last 3 years. So that's all I really need to say. She 109-3 over the last 3 years. The loss last year was in the national semifinal to this Iowa team. So it had a sense of get back yesterday for them. You saw Raven Johnson really step up to the plate yesterday. Really, really accept the assignment on Caitlin Clark. And she slowed it down after that first quarter. South Carolina, though, they building a dynasty over there. 3 titles in the last 7 years. Like he's just alluded to, you got a bunch of freshmen coming back. This isn't college men's where people are leaving early. So you probably have these young ladies for the next 3 years. So I expect them to run the table again. I mean, they're well coached, they're well disciplined, and I'm just happy for Dawn Staley and them to get another championship.
Yeah, I want to shout out Raven because last year, the viral moment was Caitlin leaving her open and like waving her hand and said like we'll live, and that's mad disrespectful. Even though
she
probably would live, yeah. And now this year's viral moment is getting her cookies eaten. But also shout out to Caitlin for a great career. It didn't end in the national championship, but I think some of the debate this weekend was talking about whether she's one of the GOATs of college basketball. I'm like, she did more for your sport than you did, so you can't be talking crazy about it. And you was a legend. Like the people that were talking about her are bona fide legends, but she's done more for the sport than you have. She shut your mouth. And
what is it with basketball, yo? What is it with? Because it's the men and the women's. Like they don't.
I say Maya Moore, yo. I'm not gonna say she's one of the better women to play the. Don't get me wrong, but I say Maya Moore, yo.
Oh, I'm not talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about impact.
Oh yeah. No,
people didn't give a shit when Maya Moore was playing.
Nah.
Yo, they showed the graphic. If y'all remember, like what was it, COVID year when they had the tournament? Remember what the weight room looked like for the women compared to the men? Like they was in there with like 5-pound dumbbells, and like look at what they sold out in the arena yesterday, the NBA arena.
And like a lot of that, I mean, we're gonna have to give her props. A lot of that is Caitlin Clark and the fanfare that comes with her and the intrigue that comes with her. All these ratings and stuff. If you just look at the Angel Reeses, the Caitlin Clarks, and so on and so forth, some of the other Paige
class was crazy. Yeah,
that class did numbers. Paige, the young girl from Stanford.
Yeah, so we're not talking about who's the best ever in college basketball, women's college basketball. You could be the best ever if nobody's watching. People are watching now. That's important because we're talking about in the next 10 years, what is the earning capabilities of these women, right? Because if my eyes are on it now, if the casual eyes are on it now, how can we translate this into earnings? The casuals weren't watching before.
Did you see that? Did you see the article that they don't get revenue from the tournament? Like it's crazy. Men splitting 170 million between the 68 teams. Women don't get paid for their appearances in the tournament. I think that's kind of crazy now. Like that makes no sense. Now that need to be fixed. And that's what they trying to champion.
That'll change.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to champion for now. They definitely
it's a conversation now because the ratings are the ratings and the revenues and the tickets are the tickets. It wasn't always like that for Maya Moore and Skylar Diggins and Candace Parker and the rest. It wasn't.
Yeah. Now it's a consistent thing. All the storylines were over there. They were over there. All the intrigue was over there.
And Skull, you asked why is that happening? It's just bread. Every time Shaq opens his mouth, he talks about how much Rudy Gobert makes compared to what he was allowed to make. Well, bro, you should have asked your mom and dad to procreate and have you later in life.
Yeah, because like
they decided to do it when they did it, and that's what it was, Shaq. But now you're on every damn commercial as a spokesperson.
Yeah, Shaq can't complain about money.
I know, yo. That's like Lacrosse fell.
Pretty good.
How can I feed my family? How can I feed my family with 30 million?
Like Shaq owns Forever 21. Like, he's getting money.
Papa John's, like damn, Radio Shack, like everywhere you see something to be sold, Shaq is there.
But you see the NFL and them and the Hall of Fame when they meet up, like yo, them old guys and them new guys, yo, it's all love. Baseball, it's basketball. Both sides, they like, yo, them new kids, them new cats, F them. It's like, damn. Especially for the women, when you see it, yo, they potentially might make it to a point where y'all don't have to go overseas no more. Ain't that what you want? Well, don't you want to just stay here?
Well, no,
I mean, the ratings are gonna go up when the W starts in a month or so.
Hell yeah.
Just because of the class they got coming in, the young ladies.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark being the highlight of that, like that's must see TV. Yeah. She's shown that already, so that's going to transition. People going to want to see if she can do it at the next level. They heard the Diana Taurasi's and them talking this weekend. Now they want to go see who going to bust who ass. Like is like Nick said, the casual watcher wants to see that now.
Yeah, I want to see that reality check.
And Sko, to your point, it's over for the Diana Taurasi's. Like we're talking about the next generation. Like Angel and Caitlin are laying the groundwork for if your daughters wanted to hoop and make some serious money, or if Keith, your daughter wanted, you know what I'm saying? Like we laying it for the next generation. So how you hating? How you hating the foundation being built for your kids?
She was hating on Angel too, so she just a hater.
No, that's my point. It's not just Caitlin. It's anybody.
Diana Taurasi been an asshole.
Is anybody making more money? Like
Yeah, that's
Angel's a multi-millionaire
already. Yeah.
Diana can't say she's making that.
They make more in college than they make it in the W. If we're being honest,
right?
That
off NIL.
That breeds envy, and it's like I also read something that I thought was kind of interesting as well. You know, we got to also understand the dynamic man and woman too. Like women aren't going to be as friendly to the rookie Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark that you might think. Because the revenues aren't what they are supposed to be, because job security isn't like it's supposed to be, they're going to be clawing the girls are going to be out. Okay, we're not going to just let you come in and take my spot, sweetie. Okay, I'm clawing for this shit. I ain't going overseas with.
I'm about to say the Luau Dang of the WNBA don't make $80 million, so it's a difference.
Yeah, they're going to be, and the young stars are going to have to be ready for that. It might not be a easy transition for you because you're going to have to deal with your opponents. And you're going to have to deal with your teammates.
Because they said the same thing about Sabrina Ionescu when she graduated. They thought she'd come in, blaze the league, sort of, I guess, take it to new heights. But I mean, I don't know her career point per game average, but she hasn't taken the league by storm. Like they didn't think it didn't transition from college to the pros like they thought it would. So I'm really interested to see how Caitlin makes that transition, because when you can shoot and stretch the floor like that, and then you can also dish. Like I think that's really what's going to take her game to the next level at the pros. Like she can pass the ball. So you got these young girls in college on Iowa, they probably don't got the IQ as some of these professional ladies do. So I think she'll have even more assists at the next level than she was averaging at college.
I was looking at a mock draft. They had Angel going 7th to the Lynx and consistently, and part of the reason was not knowing whether her offensive game will translate to the WNBA as quickly as a Caitlin, who, again, that 40, I mean, shooting from 35 feet out, that's going to translate on any woman's game or any gym.
Anywhere.
You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see how, but now I'm intrigued, right? And Keith mentioned it too. Like, there's been this ain't the first instance of the W having stars. You know, Sabrina, she was a huge college star. Like, I can go down the list last 20 years of all those stars that I remember coming out. It does feel a little different now. They market it the correct way, and they cheat with the ping pong balls like they did in the NBA back in the day.
Yeah, get them where they need to be.
We can cook up. We can cook something up. Let's cook some fake rivalry and intrigue. Let's figure it out. Let's cook the books, baby.
On the men's side, we got Purdue versus UConn tonight. 9:20 for the Youngins. Yeah.
I think it should be a decent, game until I
to the rest.
That too, but I Purdue guards are nowhere near as good as UConn guards. Like, when you got Castle, when you got Newton, and you got Spencer, and you got I forgot you were coming off the bench, but when you got those type of guards versus Purdue guards, it's not going. I think that's going to be the match, because Clinton and Edie they should wash each other. It should be a wash. Edie might have a better game because they're going to feed him more, but it's going to come down to the guard play, and I think Connecticut guards are 20 times better than Purdue guards. So that's going to be the game. I think nobody's on the court going to be able to stop Tristan Newton. I think he's going to go out there and have 20, 25 points tonight. I think Castle going to have another 15. I think Cam Spencer going to have a good game, and I think this is going to be, UConn eventually running away with it. It might be close in the first half if they feeling each other out, but once they get to like that 12 to 10, between that 12 to 8 minute mark, that's when Connecticut usually go on their runs. That's when they really clamp down. They go on that 7 or 8 run and put the game away. That's how it usually work. We'll see though. Should be a good game. Purdue been good for 2 years now, so they definitely deserve to be in this game. So we'll see. Yeah. It should be a good game.
Purdue give me like them UVA vibes. Lost to that 16. They on a run. They trying to get back, redeem themselves with a national title. I just don't think they got enough to beat this UConn team. Been saying it the whole tournament, dating back to last year. They win every game by double digits. I think they win tonight by double digits. They're just too skilled offensively, and they play too well defensively. One thing about Edie, he's had life pretty good in the paint throughout this whole tournament. He really hasn't had nobody who can match up with him. Tonight he'll have that opposite the UConn center. So I think he'll get his first real challenge tonight. And then I think if you doubling down on Edie and you relying on Purdue to shoot threes to beat you, it becomes a long night for Purdue and UConn. I think they run away with this game. Don't be surprised if they win by like 15 points.
I just wanted to briefly remark, for anybody that cares to listen, no national title game, or whether it be a Super Bowl or an NBA championship or a national title in college or World Series, no game should start at fucking 9:30. 9:20 p.m.
How long I've been saying it for, Keys?
Yeah, it's been years. It's been about 10
I've been saying
years.
it for years, Nick. I've been saying it for a decade.
Why?
Yeah, it don't make no sense.
Monday Night Football don't even start that late.
There's no like baseball. There's something like you don't even have to compete with baseball. Like I feel like 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock would be perfect. It'd be perfect. 8 o'clock would be perfect. 8:05. Start the game at 8:05. Why do you start the game at 9:30? That makes no sense.
You know what I'm campaigning for? I want the women's game at 3 on Sunday. I want the men's game at 6 on Sunday. I want them the same day.
Give me championship day.
Yeah, championship day, 6 o'clock, same time as the Super Bowl, 6:30. If you want to rock with that, like that's perfect time. Like it's after midnight, and I'm trying to watch One Shining Moment with one eye open. Like it's
right. That's what I'm saying.
Tough.
You do your adult activity. You chill in the living room, do your dog activity. You sleep fucking 10 minutes into the goddamn second half. You wake up. You wake up. That's how you miss. That's how you.
My dad, what happened?
Yeah. Heart beating all fast. Shit.
That's how you miss upsets. Like when
I'm missing this. I'm gonna just tell y'all that right now.
Like,
or you can be preoccupied.
No, I'm not watching. Yeah, I'm not watching this shit.
No basketball on the schedule today. They had a golden opportunity. You got 6 till 10 is yours. You know what I mean?
That's an every year thing.
You could have had it at 7 or 8, man. It really
9:30 is crazy, and then it's out west at that. So it's like you could definitely had it. You could have had it a little bit earlier. Like you definitely could have did that a little bit earlier.
They not doing nothing at 3 o'clock.
Exactly.
They
not even 3 o'clock.
Now you see me chilling.
West
now it's nice out here.
Nice. Crazy. The 9 o'clock start is kind of crazy. Like you just sitting around waiting for the game to start.
And that's if they start on time.
No, it starts on time.
I'm about because sometimes they get to yapping. Yo, come on, yo.
Should be a good game though. But it's UConn. They should run away with this game. It shouldn't even be once you get to like that. Like I said, that under 12 timeout, they should be up by 10 or so points, and they just gonna run away from there in the second half. I don't think it's gonna be close.
Calipari to Arkansas
game.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. I mean, is from what I'm reading and from what they said it's mutual, but at the same time, you don't leave Kentucky to go to Arkansas. I don't understand it. I know that he hasn't had the success at Kentucky that he needed to have. They wasn't going to fire him because he had a $35 million buyout, $34 million buyout. So they wasn't going to fire him. So he made it easy for them by just walking away. The pressure is there. It's hard to win. It's like any sport. It's hard to win championships. It's hard to win NCAA tournament. That's why you had the same teams that repeat all the time. It's hard. It's rare that you get a new champion here and there, whatever. You might get a 1 year where a team a good team. They're just nice, but it's hard to win. It's hard to win. So one championship in 17 years. That's not good enough for Kentucky. That's not good enough. That's never going to be good enough for Kentucky. But it's not like they was winning championships before that either, though. That's why I'm confused. Like it's not like 90. Yeah, they won one. The last one before that was when Tubby won it in 98 or something like that, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. So it was like the last one before that was 98. So it's like they wasn't winning. It's not like and then before that, it's like how we talk about your Steelers championship. They was winning fucking with Adolph Rupp in the 50s. Like, who cares about those championships? So it's like
I think the good thing that John might be trying to get back to, he's had success with UMass and Memphis. Mm-hmm. So maybe the smaller school, less expectations, being able to bring recruiting classes to those institutions and not have the expectations yearly that you would have at a Kentucky, where it's just a historic basketball program and beyond just bringing in the recruits, you're expected to win every year. Now, when he was with Memphis, he had the best guys year in and year out, but there was always a Duke or North Carolina or whoever or Kansas to contend with. So the expectations were a little different. When you're the man at Kentucky and you're getting all these one and done players, you know what I mean? It does become a little difficult to kind of answer the ball and answer the call every chance. So that might be a situation, because I have noticed a trend in his coaching career where at the smaller stops, they look a little better as far as less scrutiny, but you get the credit for bringing the Calipari impact to these smaller institutions as opposed to, Kentucky, where you're getting the creme of the creme, but now we got to judge you by your coaching, your decision making, that sort of thing. So,
and quiet as kept. I mean, Arkansas has been they've had success over the last few years. They were in the Elite Eight. So they've been more successful than Kentucky has over the last 3 seasons, if we're being honest. I mean, he's only got 1 tournament win over the last 3 seasons. That won't cut it. Doesn't help.
For the last 3 years.
That too. Doesn't help when you're losing to St. Peter's, them type schools in the first round, a 15 seed. So, I mean, the writing was on the wall, especially after you lose to Oakland the way you did, going back home to where you grew up in Pittsburgh and getting beat like that in the first round. The writing was on the wall for Calipari. I didn't think it would come this soon.
I definitely think he was going to go to a conference.
Now Arkansas. Yeah. So, interesting to say the least. But, I mean, he's going to get paid down there, and he's going to have an incentive-laden deal that'll probably allow him to make more than he was making on an annual basis at Kentucky if he's able to meet those parameters.
I wonder – he's making 8.5. He's the second highest paid coach behind Bill Self, so they definitely gonna come out of pocket at Arkansas. He can make more than 8.5 a year at least.
I wonder what happens though to the contract, right? Like, because in 2019 it was considered a lifetime deal, right? So not only was he getting like the 10-year coaching extension, but it was like paid. It was paid ambassadorship when he retires and all that stuff.
Whatever it was, he got it out where they didn't have to. I think he had like a $33 million buyout. Yeah. And so whatever the agreement the 2 schools have, that's null and void now. Like they don't have to deal with the buyout, the $33 million. So I don't know how he got out of that.
Only if they fire him. Only if they fire him was the buyout going to be in place. That was the contract. So if he walked away, in his terms, null and void now.
They was asking him, "You sure you don't want another job?"
I mean, so that's why Kentucky happy to. Don't get me wrong. Kentucky is very happy. They ain't want him there no more, and they don't got to pay that buyout. Like there's no they wanted to fire him immediately after the Oakland loss, but they couldn't because there was a $34 million buyout. But they couldn't do it.
So that's why I came here to the show after that. Like I knew something was happening.
And I mean, you talk about replacements now. I mean, they say they're going to throw the bag at Danny Hurley. Yeah. Don't know if that'll work. I think UConn is just going to throw the bag at him too once he win the night. I don't think he's leaving UConn. Given his personality, I don't think so. And then, I mean, Key's been alluding to it. Patino could very well be another option to go back to Kentucky. He didn't leave there on bad blood. He just went to the Celtics because he thought he was going to be, like some people say, the next Red Auerbach. If
I was a bet man, I'm putting money on Rick Pitino. I think he goes back. I think they get St. John's ain't going to win shit. So I mean, I think he goes back to.
If I'm a player, I want to play with Rick Pitino.
Patino go to Kentucky, they're going to win a natty in the next.
I want to play
3 to 5.
You goddamn right. I want my visit. I mean, I'm trying to play
on and off the court, baby. I'm an all-star.
Yeah, some of the other names, of course, is Billy Donovan. He's on Nate.
He better not go there.
Nate Oates from Alabama. So they're gonna get somebody, but yeah, I like the Rick Pitino. I like
Bruce Pearl.
Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, I saw Bruce Pearl.
I can see that. I could see that. Kelvin Sampson. It's gonna be a big splash, of course.
Kelvin used to coach there before.
No, he was at Oklahoma. Then
Oklahoma.
Yeah,
who am I talking about? I'm talking about Tubby Smith.
Tubby Smith. Yeah.
He kind of remind me of Tubby. I see why he did that. Yeah.
That's one person. They ain't calling Tubby though, because he sucked. When Tubby starting his goddamn son, they was like, "Yeah, you gotta get out of here." Saul was he was throwing Saul down in Kentucky. He was terrible. Yeah. He was terrible. Yeah.
I remember them days.
They want to get him out of there. You see his son the last person off the bench. You see Hurley bring his son in when there's only 3 seconds left.
And Boeheim had the nicest son. Boeheim's son was decent.
Yeah, Buddy was nice. Buddy was nice.
Yeah. Buddy was nice. He ain't Diddy Bag Boy, is he? No.
Nah, that boy. Nah, that's not him. Nah. No Diddy.
NBA, we getting down to the wire. That also was right there. That was right there. White boy
last week of the season.
Yeah, 4 games left now. It's the best time of the year. NBA playoffs. That's the best time of the year for real.
You see Dante Exum hitting buzzer shots. It's like, it's about to be the playoffs. It's almost that time.
Ramping it up. Yeah.
Oh man.
I mean, you look at I if you don't have nothing to start off with, go to Bucks. I mean,
I've been telling you about Doc Rivers, man. I've been telling people about Doc Rivers. He's
quiet as kept. They only like 2.5 games out of the play-in.
He's not really happy.
At this point,
he's not the guy, man.
30 and 13.
I don't know what.
He probably said something about Thanasis. That's my running theory.
Even with the 31 and 13, they was winning games that they should have won easily. Like that 31-13 stretch was the weakest part of their season, and they felt they weren't winning convincingly enough. And then to attack the hardest part of the season, you bring in Doc, and that's not going well at all.
Don't win at all.
I mean, but again,
why not bring back Bud Odenhauser though? Why not bring back Bud? I feel like that would have been the best thing for them. Like I feel like they should never fire him in the first place.
Ask Giannis Keys, because
right.
he's the only one that can go through 3 coaches and not get criticized.
Yeah, we really don't talk about that at all.
Anybody else? If KD and Kyrie had to suffer through Steve Nash, right? Like, God forbid we say, "Yo, I ain't playing with this nigga no more. Get him and Sean Marks out of here, or I gotta go." You know, and you get criticized for that. Giannis be like, "Oh, I don't want Budenholzer. I don't want Adrian Griffin." Like, and none of it's working. So who's he gonna blame next? He traded Drew Holiday. Well, he approved the Drew Holiday trade. You know what I mean? Brought in Dame, supposed to be becoming a better, more complete. No, and we see where it's going. The East is, I mean, you look at it. The playing teams in the West will be the second, third seed in the East.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Easy, yeah.
That's not a vote of confidence for the East for nobody. No. If anything, that's why I keep bringing up the Phillies. Like, I like their chances in a mediocre East. If you're talking about you giving me my best player back, and you're going to inject some life into me, you know what I mean. Boston, I feel like obviously is the prohibitive favorite, but if you're talking about right now a Milwaukee Philadelphia series, Milwaukee can get got.
Yeah,
they can get got.
Mm-hmm. Anybody. I mean, like you said, outside of Boston, Philly can beat anybody, and they're gonna match. I mean, depending on how the weather play, they can really, literally beat anybody. I mean, you got Atlanta. Like I said, they get up to that 6 seed. You place Orlando, you should be able to beat Orlando and smack them around. It's just like you said, the East is weak as hell. Like it's like you said, how that's the UConn invitation. The East is the Boston invitation.
It's the Boston, yeah.
They should not. No team should take them to more than 5 games, the whole playoffs. And you know, unless they run the Philly with a healthy, depending on how they be playing, nobody should take them to more than 5 games.
Now Boston fails during this quest, because I feel like at minimum you have to get to the finals for them anyway.
I feel like they need. I feel like. Yeah, I agree, but I feel like they need to win this shit. Like they got to win. I feel like they've been so good, and they've been in the finals. They lost, and then they got to. I feel like they need to win. I think
if Missoula takes them to the finals, and they say, and let's say they lose to a Denver, or they just lose to a team out west that probably just constructed a little better, or just West is just battle tested a little bit more. I'm saying I don't see Missoula getting fired because of that.
I don't think he'll get fired.
I don't think
if he don't make it to the finals,
then they're gonna fire him at the 60-something plus wins.
If they don't make it to the finals in this Eastern Conference, that nigga he gone.
He gone.
Yeah, he gotta be.
I mean, they got cause. If they would definitely have cause. They would just be crazy.
Do you think Boston fans are going to sit there and support him? Let's say if the Sixers go ahead and beat them in 6 or 7. Do you think Boston fans?
I guess and also who you lose to too. You can't be losing to Philly. Like you can't be losing to Philly. They really gonna be upset.
When you
or the Magic, like bro,
he get you again. Jimmy Butler get you again. They be like, all right, whatever.
They lose to Jalen Brunson. Shit is something's going up.
Yeah, right. Don't lose to Indiana. Like nothing.
Nothing.
They're gonna call you everything but a child of God, Missoula. You in the right city for it.
And the way it's shaping up is, if the season was in today, they would have, and Philly and Miami do what they got to do. They would have Miami again in the first round.
And that's not a great matchup.
It's not.
Not for
Jimmy C. Jimmy C. red against them, yo. Like they really played them tough. Like they really played them tough. So we'll see. We'll see. I think Chris, like I said, I think we've been talking about it all season. Kristaps Porzingis should be the difference this year, though.
Yeah, and the West is unchanged as of last time we talked. I mean, Sacramento still in that 8th spot. Lakers are a couple games out, a game and a half out of the 7th spot. New Orleans got a much needed victory versus the Suns yesterday.
Zion looked good too.
Mm-hmm.
They needed that yesterday on both sides of the court.
Oh yeah, he was looking like high school Zion with the blocks. and the defense.
His effort, he was on the floor diving for balls. His effort was on 10 yesterday. He looked real good.
Yo, have you heard anybody giving him compliments?
No.
So that's only when they only mention his name when it's some bullshit, right?
And whatnot.
Yeah. When he get
too many butterscotch crackers.
My thing is be fair. Fair. If you want to criticize, if you saying you criticize to keep somebody accountable, cool. But when you see them doing their thing, give them some love. They don't do that.
This is the first time we're gonna see him in the playoffs. He gonna play playoff minutes.
Yeah.
I think he's been in a play-in setting, but the other playoffs he was hurt.
Yeah. So that's what I'm really looking forward to. Like, they're gonna be chucking in a week or two.
Mm-hmm. And the Lakers, tough loss last night, but AD got one of his typical phantom injuries. Yeah, he took a night off. I don't know why I put him on my slip. Like, it's me at this point.
Only us.
I asked for 22 points. How dare I?
Without Braun at that, like that should be a layup.
Why would I?
First half statistics.
Shit. Dallas, a big win yesterday. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Paul George stepped back mid-range to put them over the top yesterday.
And they was down big to Cleveland in that game.
Cleveland is trash. We don't talk too much about Cleveland, but rightfully so. They are.
Donovan Mitchell looking for a way out.
Donovan Mitchell's out.
Oh yeah, he wanted to be there.
He's out of here, brother. You know what I mean? They might as well start talking about Amani Bates and how he's looking into their future because they're gonna have to replace Donovan, man. Who else? Oh, Denver and Minnesota play this week. That's probably going to decide the West.
Yeah, they tied right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good. What day is that game? And it's on national TV.
Hopefully, if they smart, that game is on Wednesday at 10 on ESPN.
Bet.
Nuggets are at home. That gives them advantage.
What's the cat news? When is he supposed to be back from Percy? He done for the year.
I swore he was on the men and he was close, but with those knee injuries and those big men, is 23 hours ago he's scrimmaging as of Sunday and nearing a return to game action. So they're getting him ramped up for the playoffs. I don't know if it would be smart to throw him back into action Wednesday, but I know there's a game before tomorrow. Damn, and it's on the second. It's going to be a second half of a back-to-back too. That's not going to be good for Minnesota. But if they could enter in Towns maybe for that Wednesday game or incorporate him tomorrow, I don't know if they play him on a back-to-back, but if they have Towns, maybe it's a much better matchup for them. But quiet as kept, Anthony and team has kept the ship sailing without him, so they have a chance regardless. Right. Wouldn't call him 84 Jordan, but Anthony Edwards is doing his thing.
Yeah, he's balling.
84 Jordan is crazy. Like, we approaching God level. He ain't that, nigga.
Yeah, nah, they just look alike. We gotta relax.
It's not God. Like, relax.
He's not God.
Nobody's calling him Black Jesus. I promise you. Like, they be like, oh, that's Anthony.
That's Ant. That's the most we give him, right? He Ant. Oh man, y'all. Anything else? Any pressing issues? Keith, have you got more words on Jermaine? Has he apologized again? No.
Keith not getting into that, yeah.
I'm a Kendrick guy.
He's killing you with maturity, Keith, Skull.
Love yours, Skull. That's all I can say.
You know what I
mean? Love yours.
The fan base takes on the personality of the star. I understand. I can't.
First off, we talked about it a little bit early, but first off, the sound was bad all last night. Like, I don't know if y'all watched it, but the sound was terrible. So that's why I turned it off. But then, like I said, the culminated with that.
Man, I got on Twitter and was like, wait, Jermaine Cole called the truce. Hell no, this is a troll tweet. Ain't no way. And that video came out 2 seconds later. I watched that video about 5 times in a row.
This is sports related.
This is sports related.
He brought up Muhammad Ali.
Yo,
right?
For the last
and he brought up his quest to be number one, right?
The last 5 years, he's been saying, I'm going to smoke anybody, any rapper, any one of them. That's what he's been saying for the last 5 years.
It's like when Kobe was a young player and, he was being overlooked. And, obviously he had the Jordan comparisons. Everybody talked well about him and highly of him. But, there were other guards, the Vince Carters and the Tracy McGrady's and Allen Iversons. There were other people in that ethos that, he wasn't always number one in those conversations at a point in time. But what he did do is outwork all those people, so they got to the point where he was number one. And anytime they wanted smoke, he gave them smoke. Right. You know, if Tracy McGrady gave him, you know, a dunk on one end, Kobe Bryant's going to give him a dunk on one end. If Allen Iverson hit him with a long cross, Kobe Bryant's going to put Allen Iverson's little ass in that post and give him some work. So that's what you wanted to see with J. Cole. You know what I mean? You just wanted to see what he looks like in that arena where it's competitive, because we know he can make a song. We know he can get introspective. We know he can make timeless music. I just wanted to see if he could, you know what I mean?
You know what I equated to, Sco? It's like when Brian, your favorite player, and you watch him pass to somebody in the corner or bum. That's really what I equated to. That's really what it felt like.
You know why you can't do that?
It felt like he passed up, but he felt like it was the fourth quarter, game on the line, and instead of getting downhill,
Bron's a champion.
He bailed out.
He passed it to Ari Lennox. He passed it to Ari Lennox.
Yeah, the Anthony Parker in the corner, and he missed.
That's Eric Snow. Don't pass it to Eric Snow.
Yeah, that's what I
can't let you slide with that one.
Yeah, that's what I equated to. Love yours, Scott. Love yours.
Sorry to all our North Carolina followers, but the group chat saying the North Carolina people soft still.
They need baby to find a walk.
It's not a good look for North Carolina today. Petey Pablo. We need a Petey Pablo come back. Petey Pablo come back. Save the day, Petey Pablo.
No, they need baby to find a Walmart. That's what they need.
Yo, not Petey Pablo.
Helicopter.
North Carolina, come on and raise.
Fayetteville. That man used to call Fayetteville Vietnam. I don't know about that no more. It's over for that. It's over for that.
Get out of here. You think Kendrick gonna like hit him on the head just one time just to
waiting
for
Drake.
I told you so.
He waiting for Drake, but he rewriting. He rewriting it to add. That's another nigga I may say sorry. Because this the fourth rapper that said I'm sorry to Kendrick. Low key. It's the fourth one.
Drake said 3 J Electronica, and who else?
Lupe. It was Lupe, J Electronica, and Big Sean.
Oh man.
Now Jermaine Cole.
Now word on the street is Academics was talking to Drake and was like, "You ain't gonna do this to us, are you?" And Drake was like, "Why would you ask me such a thing like that?" I don't know if this is true, but if Drake is cooking something up, I would love to hear that.
He ain't going like that.
He definitely is. Like, you know.
Drake and he got to redeem himself. Last time he went to war, he got sent packing, so he got to redeem himself.
At least J. Cole took the mature route. Like,
man, fuck that.
Like Drake. I feel like Drake engaged, and then they was like, "Ow, you hurt me too hard." Like,
apologize. What?
J. Cole apologized before he could get hurt.
Sorry to nobody.
I tell you on Friday though, Score, it sounded like he ain't even want to do that one. I told him the 7-minute drill. It didn't sound like he even wanted to.
Nick had a nice conversation. That's exactly what I said. Mm-hmm. So here's what you do in that situation. Shut the fuck up.
You won't get no great love yours.
Yeah, because I don't like that. Yo, he 39 years old. What he got time for to be in countless and useless rap beef? Shut the fuck up. He was 39 when he wrote the verse, right?
He also was 38, 30, or 39 when he was saying anybody can get it, and I'll give it to him. No, did it?
I'm the best one. Kendrick said, "Man said he a problem. He gonna have to prove it." Man's not a problem. Man's not a problem. We gonna go to the last commercial break. Nitty Gritty. No, is this the last one? Yes, the last one.
Brand activations, business openings, recently engaged or any life event that deserves a celebration. Start planning with Penn Jones Events. Owner and principal planner Paige guarantees a fun and stress-free planning experience, managing every event aspect, including budgets, timelines, vendor negotiations, event design, and more. Penn Jones Events is a full-service wedding and event planning company based in Maryland. We curate extraordinary events tailored to you. Let's start planning today. For a free 30-minute consultation, visit ppjevents.com.
Good show, fellas. Good show.
Oh, man. Yes, sir.
Appreciate everybody that listens live, everybody that checks out the podcast. If you view us on YouTube, we appreciate you. Keep liking, rating, commenting, and subscribing. We might be back on Friday. It's going to be some talks, but by all means, stay safe and be blessed. And if you got to apologize to somebody, take the J. Cole route. Just do it. Just
love
do it.
Yours.
Love yours. Love to all that loves you back.